Next up from the team at Thoughtcast Magic, we've got something called Calculon. Now, this is something, Wayne, that I have had for a long time, but only just started to use and explore and get to grips with. Now, kind of went on a little bit of a journey before I found Calculon, and Benjamin, the creator of Calculon, I spoke to him at some length about this app, but it almost seems disingenuous to talk about it as an app, because you can actually perform this effect on a spectator's phone, and that is the strength of Calculon. You can borrow an iPhone from a spectator. You can borrow that iPhone, and within seconds, you have got the ability to have your own settings of a toxic force available to you running on the iPhone, and it look identical to the normal iPhone calculator. So you borrow somebody's phone, and straight away after a few seconds, it looks exactly the same. The calculator's there. You could get somebody to add up some random numbers, and you would be able to control the total of that number in a toxic force fashion. And you wouldn't have to do a lot, maybe just touch their screen once or twice during the whole process, and the toxic force app is running on their phone. Now, along with this, crikey, the amount of stuff that's available to you in the background running. You've got peaks available to you, peaks on the Apple Watch, peaks on a separate phone, peaks on the spectator's phone available to you. You can get them to use certain numbers as part of their calculation, and you can peek data relevant to that information, like pi revelations, for example. You would be able to peek the page, the line, and the characters across on that line if somebody puts a 4-digit number in as part of the sum. You could find somebody's zip code. You could work out their star sign, and all this is available to you on the spectator's phone. And this is the crazy thing. Some favorite apps of mine over the years have been things like Toxic Plus, which is incredible. It's probably the definitive version of Toxic on your phone. But what Calculon has done is brought a lot of those features to the spectator's phone. The fact that you can be in full control of a toxic force on a device that does not belong to you, you don't even have to have your own phone in view. I find that incredible. And
it's that's the bit that got me interested. As you know, I don't do tech magic, and you do. You're very, very good at it. But this is the bit that kind of sort of think, hang on, hold on a minute, you're doing this on someone else's phone. That's what made me prick my ears up, because I didn't ever think that would be possible. Not in an instant, not doing it as quick as you say, a couple of taps, you're there on someone else's phone in full control of some kind of toxic force. It's just mental to think that you can do it that quick.
Well, we were talking about this before we started. It was about, was it 3 years ago we did the gig at O2 Arena, Wayne?
Yes, it was 3 years ago this week, because it came up
3
on
years
our
ago
Facebook memories, wasn't it? Yeah.
So you saw me at O2 Arena get a standing ovation, ovation for the toxic force. Now, I'm not going to say
people. It was brilliant.
I'm not going to say what I did with it, because that's kind of something that I keep to myself for my own convention shows, but something to do with the company's name and that kind of thing. And at the end, whenever I do this, it's my conference closer, I get standing ovation. Now,
all the time.
With Calculon, I am able to do exactly the same thing, but with the spectator's own phone. It's absolutely unbelievable. Then you put all Robert Ramirez's stuff in the mix, which is built into Calculon as well. Now, you will remember, Wayne, that we reviewed quite some time ago Robert Ramirez's download expert phone techniques, and I already do a couple of the routines on there. His opening routine, where he gets them to multiply random numbers, and then you're able to tell them when they've pressed equals one of the digits that they're merely thinking of. That's from Robert Ramirez's download Expert Phone Techniques.
Yeah.
The standout routine in that was Alice in Wonderland, which stands for something. Forgive me, Robert, I can't remember what it actually stands for, but each letter of Alice in Wonderland stands for something to do with the routine. And it means that you can do incredible stuff, like pulling the numbers off, and then they can't wipe the numbers off, and then all the numbers disappearing and all the numbers coming back. Now, what Robert had done was worked out all the idiosyncrasies of an iPhone calculator, made an amazing routine with it. In fact, he presented it on Foolers. You can Google that and watch it on YouTube. But what Calculon have done now is worked with Robert on that routine and said, what are your dream features? What would you like to do? Would you like to delete a number and then the number just slowly fade into view? Would you like to invert your phone and everything go backwards? And all these amazing features are now available in addition to Robert's initial routine. And they've almost like supercharged a routine that was already incredible. Calculon has brought so much to the table, not just Toxic, but it is the definitive app now, I think, for performing anything like Toxic or Magic related on the spectator's own phone. It doesn't quite have the power of Toxic Plus yet from Ian Pigeon, but that's on your phone. But a stripped down version of it on the spectator's device is absolutely incredible. I feel like I'm talking a lot about this, Wayne, but
no, but it's your thing, Dave. You know, we said this at the beginning of the show. We are talking about stuff that it's you. It reeks of you. This is what you do. You do tech magic, and I've seen you do it very well. So when we started to sit down and review these things, I was thinking to myself, you can't get a better person, frankly. I know you're my mate, but you genuinely can't get a better person to talk about this kind of stuff and get a decent, solid review, because I know you're not going to leave it alone. You are gonna love it. So, and it isn't my kind of thing. I don't do tech magic. I don't do magic on phones, but it doesn't stop me recognizing that this is actually geniusly brilliant. It really, truly is incredible stuff. And
it's an incredibly powerful tool, and the Toxic
really
Force is incredibly powerful. The amount of information that you can generate that you can almost tailor to any company or any product or anything you can do with a Toxic Force. You can make it quite that solution when they press equals. You can make that very personable to your clients. And yet it's something that seems completely random and seems like nothing. And it is absolutely incredible that you can borrow a phone off a spectator. You can open up the calculator like this. And this is the crazy thing in showing something like Pi Revelations here. This is the crazy thing. I am now ready to perform Calculon.
Yeah.
That is absolutely unbelievable. And yet, when the spectator goes back and checks their device, all they'll see is the normal calculator open and nothing else on their phone. They'll not see anything else. They'll not be able to find any evidence at all. It's just going to look like their normal iPhone.
That was my first question, wasn't it? It was my first question, is that when you hand the phone back, can't they just find an app and go onto it? But there's no evidence of anything, is there?
Yeah, and that's why I always like Robert's effect that he taught on Expert Phone Technique, that we have reviewed on the Wizard Magic review, so you'll have to look back and search it and find it. But that routine where you get them to call out random numbers after they've created a total, I always think that's a great bridging effect, because you can do that with the spectator holding their own phone, using their calculator, and then with something like Pi Revelations, as you just introduced the book, you're now ready to start performing Calculon. And it's an incredible thing. It really is. I can't say enough about it. You know I'm going to give it 100%, Wayne. You know I'm going to use it.
I know, mate. Yeah, I know you are. I'm not going to use it, but it's 89 because I can't. I just won't. I know I won't be using it. I can't say it, but I want to give it the highest mark possible, because it really is worth it. It really is. And the only reason why I'm not is because I know that it just won't fit into my performing repertoire of what I do. So, but yeah, rightly so, mate. You love it. Love it.
It's unbelievable. Expect to see videos very soon of me using Calculon in live environments. I think we're doing some close-up shows at the Magic Circle soon. And don't forget,
Yes, mate.
anybody, look out for tickets, because the Magic Circle is just about to open up again. And myself and Wayne are regular performers at Chris Wood's Close-Up Magic Night, aren't we, Wayne? And that's just an amazing night. It's normally Fridays, where you can go down, you can see 4 amazing close-up magicians and experience the building as well. And it is quite possible that if you see me performing, you'll see me doing every single trick with a mobile phone, because that's what I tend to do these days. And I guarantee it, if you introduce yourself on the night, I will be performing Calculon, because I've already got the routine set in stone. That's Calculon by Thoughtcast Magic.